Morning everyone, and welcome to the next installment of this running strength and stability class from Sport Science Institute of South Africa together with Total Sports. Okay, I hope you're all doing well and that you had a great weekend. Okay, we're going to start off today on the floor for arm mobility. So lying on your back, pull one knee in towards your chest as far as you can, keep your opposite leg straight. You're going to extend your legs, straighten as far as you can, flexing your toes back to your face and down. We're going to go 10 on each leg. Each time try and go as far as you can, whilst keeping that knee hugged in towards your chest as far as you can. Once you're done 10, change sides. Good, staying on the ground, going into straight leg raises. Okay, so now working more on the proximal hamstring. Going all the way up as far as you can, again flexing your toes back and controlling down. Make sure your lower back stays flat on the ground. Doing 10 per side. Good, change sides. Okay, from there you're going to hug your knees in towards your chest, kick through and touch your toes, knees into your chest, kick through, touch your toes. Doing that 5 times. And last one. Good, staying sitting up, going into a 90-90 position. So with both hips and knees at 90 degrees. Chest up, turn towards your one knee, take your opposite arm and thread it underneath your armpit. Reach as far as you can. Coming up, try and keep your chest upright and your heels where they are. As you swivel your knees close to your chest across to the opposite side. And then reach underneath your opposite armpit. Alternate between sides, we're going to put 5 on each side. Keep those heels nice and still, chest up, knees coming close to your body and reaching as far as you can. Last one. Good, from there coming up into a kneeling position. Okay, so hands in front, one knee on the floor, other leg take out to the side, keeping it straight. Okay, with the toes pointing forward and try and keep the foot flat. Okay, from there you're going to take your hand on the same side as the leg that's out, reach underneath the armpit of the same side of the leg that's bent on the ground. And then from there open up to the side, and at the same time open up your foot. Okay, and then reach back down, close the foot, and reach underneath your armpit. Open up the foot. Okay, we're doing just 5 on each side. Okay, and reach as far as you can, and open up, twist as far as you can. Once again, 5, change sides. Opposite leg out to the side, toes pointing forward. Outside hand reaching underneath your armpit, opening up to the side and opening up your foot. Last one. Good. From there, staying on the ground, we're going into our hip circles. Okay, keeping your core braced, hips nice and stable. Take your one leg, squeeze through your glute, kick back, rotate out, and around in a big circle. Kick back, rotate out, and around. And 10 on each side. Good, change sides. Keep going through as much range of motion as you can. Full extension on the way back, rotate out as far as you can, nice wide circle without letting your torso rotate. Okay, and then we're going to a pike stride and reach. So pike, push your head through your shoulders, heels towards the ground, bring one leg forward to the outside of your hand, keep that back leg up, push to the heel, keep it nice and strong, push your hips forward and reach up. Hands down to the ground, back to your shoulders, opposite leg forward, push to your back heel, hips forward and reaching up. Just going to do 3 on each side. But hold each time for about 5 seconds. Pushing through your back heel, getting a nice stretch on that back hip flexor. Going for our last one. Good. From there, hands back on the ground, calf stamp out, so alternating heel to ground, 20 per side. And from there, standing up, going to a knee hug diver. So stand on your one leg, slightly bend your knee, hug your opposite knee in towards your chest. From there, hinge your hips back, slowly control forward, kicking through your opposite leg back. Come back up, squeezing through your glutes, bring the knee up, hug into your chest, then kick back as you hinge back and reach forward. Slow and controlled, we're doing 5 on each side. Good, changing sides. Try and make sure that your hips are not rotating out to the side. Okay, just facing forward. And facing towards the ground as you hinge over. Last 2 on the side. And relax. Good. Okay, from there we're going to go into our first working set. So it starts off an 8th row, for which you're going to need 2 light objects. Okay, so focusing on the hip hinge pattern. So holding a weight in each hand, feet about hip distance apart with the toes pointing forward, brace your core nice and tight. Okay, it's going to be a hip hinge back. Okay, back, lower back nice and straight, getting tension in your hamstrings and your glutes. Set your shoulders back, from there you're going to row the object up to the side of your chest, push through your heels, squeeze your bum forward, hinge your hips back, and then control the weights back down. So it's a row up, hips forward, whilst maintaining the bend at 90 degrees in your elbows, hinge your hips back, control down. Okay, we're going to be going for 10 reps. Okay, so lower back straight, tension in the glutes and hamstrings, row up, squeeze your hips forward, hips back, row down. That's 1. Good, make sure you're keeping your core braced, keeping your lower back straight, getting that tension in the glutes and hamstrings with the hip hinge. last 2. And relax. Good. Okay, for your second exercise, you'll need to be able to slide with your rear foot. Okay, so you can wear socks. You can place your foot on a cloth or something that can slide along your floor. Okay, we're doing a reverse glider lunge. So you're going to be standing on your one leg. Okay, your other leg you're going to start with on the toes, just behind the front leg, and you're slowly going to slide back into a lunge, keeping the majority of your weight on the front leg and focusing on sitting back into the hips or the glutes and hamstrings of that front leg. Okay, you should end up with a straight line between your knee and the ankle of that front leg. And then to come back up, you're going to push through your heel of the front leg and squeeze through your glutes and hamstrings to come up. Okay, so chest up, slowly slide back and down into your lunge. Back knee should be just above the ground. From the bottom, push through your heel into the floor, squeeze through your bum to come back up. Okay, we're going to do 10 on each side. And make sure your knee stays nice and straight, in line with your toes. Hips facing forward, chest up. Keep sitting back into your hips. It's 4. 8, last 2. And 10. Good. Changing sides. Again, slowly sitting back into the hip of the front leg. Pull through your heel, squeeze your glutes and hamstrings to come up. Last 2. Good, and relax. Well done. Okay, we're doing one more set of those 2. So that's your 8th row, the 2 light objects. Okay, stand your feet hip distance apart, toes pointing forward, shoulders back. Brace your core nice and tight, hinge your hips down. Set your shoulders back, you're going to row up. Squeeze through your glutes and hamstrings to come forward, hips back, control the waist down. That's 1. Three to go. And relax. Good. Alright, going back to our second set of reverse glider lunges. Okay, so with your socks on or with your rear foot on a slidable object. Chest up, core tight, hips stable. Slowly slide back, keep most of the weight in that front leg, sitting back into your hips. Drive through your heel, squeeze through your glutes and hamstrings to come up. 7, 10. Good, changing sides. Good, make sure your knees stay nice and straight and line the toes. Gripping through your big toe into the ground. Sitting back into your hips. Pull through your heels, squeeze your glutes and hamstrings to come forward. Last 2. Good. Right, well done. We're going to go into our second working set, which you need a small ledge or bench behind you. Okay, so we're doing split squat combo. For that, you're going to be rear foot elevated, toes curled under, big step forward, front knee directly above the ankle. Okay, keep the chest up, core tight, tuck your pelvis in. From there, we're going to sit back into the hips, push to your heel, squeeze your hips forward. Okay, so that's your split squats. We're doing 10 reps. Once you've done 10, you're going to stay at the bottom in a 90-degree bend in the knee and do 10 heel raises. Okay, so that's 10 plus 10 on each side. Okay. So starting off with our 10 split squats. Core tight, hips facing forward. Slowly sit back into your hips. Squeeze your hips forward. It's 2. 6. 'Staying at the bottom after 10, doing 10 heel raises. Slow and control, try and rise up onto your toes as high as you can. And relax. Okay, my starts burning in the quads a little bit. Changing sides. Okay, core tight, hips facing forward. Sit back into your hips, driving up. Last one, staying at the bottom, 10 heel raises. 9 and 10. Good, well done. Whew. Okay, from there, grabbing a chair, couch or bed you can rest your shoulders on. Okay, we're just going to go into 15 body weight hip thrusts. Focusing on getting the glutes firing. Okay, line the shoulders flat, heels beneath your knees, hips nice and stable, core tight. Place your hands across your shoulders. Slowly going to lower your hips down, push through your heels, squeeze your bum up 15 times. So controlling down, driving up. Make sure that your toes are pointing straight. They're not splaying out to the side. Have a straight line between your hip, your knee, and your ankle. That's 10. Last one. and relax. Good. Okay, from there going back into our split squat. Okay, so using your small little ledge or elevation behind you, rear foot elevated, front foot directly beneath your knee, chest up, core tight, hips level, slowly sit back into your hips, push through your heels, squeeze your hips forward. Keep the knee straight in line with your toes, keep gripping through your big toe into the ground, so you want your whole foot working, pushing to the ground. Last one, staying at the bottom, 10 heel raises. Nice and controlled. And 10, good. Whew, well done. Changing sides. Rear foot elevated, front foot beneath your knee, core tight, hips facing forward. Slowly sit back and down into your hips, driving up. Last one, heel raises. Eight, 9, and 10. Whew. Well done. Okay, take a small step away. Going onto your couch or your bed or high chair. 15 body weight hip thrusts. Okay, shoulders flat, hands across the chest, ankles beneath your knees, toes straight. Slowly control your hips down, push through your heels, squeeze your bum up. It's 10. Last 2. 15. Good, well done. Right, we're going to move on to our next superset. First, you're going to need a light pole or towel or band that you can hold over the head with both hands, and then a step or chair about knee height. Here we're doing overhead step ups. You can place your one foot on the chair bench, it's going to stay on the chair bench. Make sure that your heel stays directly beneath your knee. Okay, hips keep facing forwards. You're going to use that front leg as much as you can, so with as little assistance from the back leg as possible. Drive through your heel and your big toe into the bench. Squeeze through your glutes and hamstrings to extend your hip all the way to the top. Opposite knee driving through, going to come down. Slowly sit back into the hip of that front leg and make sure you're keeping good alignment between your ankle, your knee and your hip the whole time. Okay, so pole overhead, core brace nice and tight, keeping your ribs locked down to your hips. Push through your heel, squeeze your hips forward, opposite knee through. Slowly sit back into your hips, controlling down. 2, 6, you've got 4 left, keep sitting back, slowly controlling down into your hips. Last one. And slowly swimming back into your hips. Well done. Okay, changing sides. Again, pushing through your heel and your big toe. Make sure your knee stays straight and your hips are facing forward. Right. And slowly sitting back into your hips to control back down. That's 6. Two to go. And 10. Well done. Okay, so now we do bent knee Copenhagen's. Okay, so you need your chair or bench again. You just place a soft surface on top. Okay, on which your knees are going to go. Okay, so you're going to be in a side plank position with your top knee resting on top of that chair or bench. Okay, so your hips will squeeze forward, so you have a straight line between your knee, your hip, and your elbow on the floor. You're going to push through that top knee down into the bench to raise your hips up. Bring the top leg up to meet the bench. Control the leg down, control the hips down. Okay, we're going for 10 on each side. So pushing down with the knee, bottom leg up, down, hip slowly down. Good, make sure your hips keep facing forward the whole time. That's 6. Last one. And relax. Great job. Okay, changing sides. So opposite knee on top of the chair or bench. Bottom leg straight underneath. Push down the top knee into the bench. Hips up, leg up to join. Leg down, hips slowly down. Last one. 10. Good. Okay, well, one more set of those two. So we're back to the step ups. Okay. So one foot on the chair or bench, knee directly above the ankle, straight line between your ankle, your knee, and your hip, toes pointing forward. Okay, core tight, brace your hip, brace your core nice and tight so your ribs stay locked down to your hips. Like heart overhead, push through that front heel and toe into the bench, squeeze your glutes and hamstrings to extend your hips on top, opposite knee through, slowly sitting back into your hips. It's 1, last one. Good. Changing sides. Go to 3 to go. Keep your form, keep pushing through your heel and your big toe, squeezing your hips forward and slowly controlling down. Keeping that straight line between your ankle, your knee and your hip. Last one. Well done. Good job. Okay, grab your soft surface again onto top of the chair or bench. Going to our bent knee Copenhagen's. Okay, so top knee on the chair or bench. Bottom leg straight, hips squeeze forward, push down through your top leg, hips up, leg up to join, leg down, hips slowly down. Two more. Good, and relax. Okay, changing sides. Seven, 3 more. Last one. And relax. Good job. Okay, now we're just going to go into our 2 core exercises for today, and then we're done. Okay, so the first one we're going to be doing is a bottom plank with rotation. Okay, so you're sitting up in the bottom plank on your elbows, pushing firmly into the ground, elbows beneath your shoulders. Press through your heels, squeeze your glutes and your core nice and tight. From there, take your one arm, reach underneath, and you're opening up, rotating out to the side, and then slowly controlling the rotation down using your core muscles. Try and bring your hips down to facing the ground again, and not leaving them facing out to the side. Okay, so you're controlling that rotation out, then slowly all the way back in. Using your core muscles, keeping your glutes tight, pushing through heels the whole time. Okay, you're going to aim for 10 per side. Rotating out, slowly control down. That's 8, got 2 left. And relax. Good, I'm going to go for 10 on the other side. Okay, so bottom plank, push through your heels, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core nice and tight. Opposite arm now reaching through, opening up to the side. Last 2. And relax. Whew, it's quite a toughie. Alright, for the next one you need 2 light objects, such as 2 water bottles, or something similar. We're doing a bilateral dead bug. So you can sit up, lie on your back with your knees above your hips, hands above your shoulders, tuck your chin down. Pull your belly button in nice and tight, so you're pressing your lower back flat. Slowly take your arms and legs out towards the ground. Keep your lower back flat and pull them back to the middle. Okay, so you're slowly controlling both out to just above the ground, not letting your back go into extension. So keeping your core braced, nice and tight, lower back flat. Going for 15 reps. Good, that's 8 over halfway. Last one. And relax. Good. Right, one more set of those two. So we're going back into our bottom plank with rotation. Okay, press firmly into the ground, through your elbows, through your shoulders. Push through your heels, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core nice and tight. Reach underneath, open up to the side, and control down. Eight, two more. And slowly relax. Whew. All done. Okay, going to the other side. Press firmly into the ground, push through your heels, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your core nice and tight. Opposite arm reaching through, opening up. Last one. And relax. Whew. Glad that's done. Alright, going to a last set of bilateral dead bug. Go to two light objects. Lying on your back, knees above your hips, hands above shoulders. Brace your core nice and tight, lower back flat. Slowly reach both out and pull back to the center. That's 8 over halfway. Keep that core nice and tight, lower back flat. Last two. and relax. Well done. Here we're going to have a brief stretch and then we're done. Okay, let's start off on the ground. Take one leg across your body, pull down that knee towards the floor, reach the opposite arm to the other side. Try and keep that opposite shoulder flat. Change sides. Okay, take one foot onto your opposite knee, grab behind your thigh with both hands, pull back towards your body, keep pushing down through your lower back into the floor. Change sides. Okay, sitting up, extend your one leg out, bend your other leg, press the foot into your groin. Forward fold with the one hand on the same side, reaching towards your foot to ankle, or with the opposite hand, reach all the way over and across your body, also towards that ankle. Change sides, other leg out straight, first leg bent into your opposite groin, reach the same hand forward, and then the outside hand coming across and over. Okay, coming up into a kneeling lunge position. Keep pushing firmly through your back leg into the ground, press your hips forward, keep your core tight, reach the same hand up as your back leg, and lean to the side of the front leg. Change sides. Good, coming up into a downward dog. Push your heels towards the ground, head through your shoulders. Keep pushing firmly away from the ground. Keep driving those heels down to the ground. Slowly bring your knees to the floor, hips back to your heels, reaching forward. Alright, slowly come out and we are done. Thanks very much for joining. I hope you had a good session. Have a fantastic week and see you again next week.